Live.
I think we're live now. I'm pretty sure we are. John Hudson just tried to click in, and I think he's having
Tell
problems.
them not to use the link on the previous show. It's a link to an old
Fuck
stream.
me. You know,
The link at the bottom of this show is correct though.
okay. Well, the good thing is that
So if they come over and say what's going on, at least
you know what's remarkable, Sam, is that I'm able to keep this fucking ship of state running, this ship moving as well as it does. I woke up. Of course, the sleep disorder helps, right? The sleep disorder does help because I was up at 5:30 this morning, and I'm like pushing buttons. I'm doing that. I'm editing the video from Jason, the short. Made a short. What's up, Big Z?
Hello.
How are you, sir?
you're on camera.
You are.
I am okay, thank you. Oh no. Where's
You
the
didn't mean
zebra?
to be on camera.
There it is.
Right.
Yeah, Dr. Kennard mentioned sleep disorders, and that's why you saw me there.
Well,
Because I don't make any sense.
well,
I'd
man,
hope to not display my divine corpulence on screen.
I did not see that it was poorly lit, so I did not see any corpulence whatsoever, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Let me be honest. Yes.
I saw it with HD quality.
Wow. Wow. How?
And the image is burned into my brain.
Yeah, well, when it's love, you can't forget it. You know.
Love at first sight, baby.
Nice.
Your hat, by the way, Dr. Kennard, is so magnificent. I think maybe it should last past the holidays. Keep that Black Christmas spirit all year round, etc.
You're not a good. I don't think you may not be a healthy influence, bigzebra.com, because my girlfriend's like, I put on the hat yesterday when I first got it, and a couple of hours later she's like, "You're still wearing the hat?" It's like, I'm still wearing this hat. You're lucky.
She doesn't like it.
Well, yeah, it's just the fact that I get fixated on. I know you're gonna find this surprising, everyone. I get fixated on some stuff, right?
Sure.
Totally not my spectrum qualities whatsoever, and I'm really focused on this hat so much that microphone and we are. Oh man, microphone! You can't see. Microphone usually doesn't show up in the after parties, but
no,
this hat so much
because his agent doesn't approve of the after show.
No, that's what it is. Nothing but trouble. John Hudson, how you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Did you hear about that Houston ex Houston chief of police? He pulled a guy over, threw him on the ground, and beat the shit out of him, and because he suspected that his van was carrying illegal stolen votes.
No, I didn't hear about it. I saw that you posted it in the
heard
chat from the other show.
I saw that yesterday, where he's going to trial on it finally.
Oh, good.
They kept it kind of hush hush. It's the first I've heard about that story. I heard a little bit when it first happened, but then it's like you don't hear anything about it.
Yeah.
And then it came back out, and I saw yesterday where he's going to be doing prison time.
As well,
Sorry, this is a sheriff who
was the ex-chief police chief of Houston. And you look at the guy, and he just looks like a fucking total fucking hard case, Looks like he's been smashed in the face about 50 times,
I tell you, there are a lot of walking wounded around, guys who've been clocked in the head, who have a little bit of, a little bit of damage, and just, less inhibition to do weird stuff or violent stuff.
Are they Christmas images on your shirt, John?
No, they're little masked Lucha Libre guys.
Oh, nice.
Little wrestlers wearing masks.
Oh, okay. That's
nice.
Great.
But Sam, what you have a shirt, a Christmas shirt too. You're displaying it a few
do.
ago.
That's dope.
This is
I like that.
Nice black one.
Yeah.
Suits my personality. I had a staff outing we took big bunch of participants to a big Christmas lights show at they set up at the Botanical Gardens near us, and it was great night, fantastic.
Oh, that's
we
cool.
had lots of fun.
And my daughter's company tonight is having a Christmas party, and her husband doesn't want to go. Well, he's testing tomorrow for his on his journeyman's license.
Oh, cool.
So I get to go, and a bunch of people from the UK are going to be there and such. So I get to wear one of my fancy velvet sport jackets. It's the red one.
Nice.
It's gonna be
What
so
is a
cool.
Lubbock sports jacket?
What's that?
I thought you said you were going to wear a Lubbock sports jacket.
A red velvet sports jacket.
Okay, that makes more sense.
It's
I was
more of
thinking
a
Lubbock,
smoking
Texas has its own sports jacket.
jacket.
Thank you for clearing that up.
No, yeah. Good to see everyone in the chat. MC Fractal, once again, a great internet artist, or a great, does these fractals. Constantly enjoying the fractals. MC Fractal drops down.
Mm.
Yeah. So my pledge tonight is that I'm not going to be too drunk when I co-host the show. Behave myself. I'm gonna have notes, maybe little cards, saying things like "Don't drink too much," and able to behave myself. That's what I'm hoping for.
That's great. I'm looking forward to your show.
Doesn't sound very
Do you
fun.
mind if I ask 420 a question?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, well, it's just that I was looking through the news and I saw this horrible story about an Australian bouncy castle that bounced way too high. And it's just, what the hell's going on? Like 5 kids died in an Australian bouncy castle?
Really?
Yeah, and I'm sort of
Oh,
wondering,
yeah.
is this regular in Australia? Is this, what you do at children's parties?
Kids dying or kids dying
In a bouncy
specifically
castle, yeah.
in,
Well,
Here, I'll put the link into chat.
do you
And you
want to
can-
watch the news? It's only a little minute thing. I can share this
oh yeah, dude.
video
Yeah, sure.
if you like.
That's cool.
Oh, okay, go ahead, please.
And once again, the benefit about not running ads is the fact that I don't have to worry about getting demonetized. Bam.
Right. Oh, or you do now.
All right. Yeah. So I'm looking at the story right now as Sam's looking at the for the story. It says, "Oh, there seemed to be wind. There seemed to be wind involved, and maybe the bouncy castle was not appropriately tethered to the ground, right?
Yeah, that can happen.
Because if the wind, because I don't want to get all, because I'm not smart and I can't explain laws of motion that well, but you can see under normal circumstances that with the bouncing, there might be some lift from the ground of the bouncy castle.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So this is Big Zebra. Put the link to the bouncy house, bouncy castle.
Yeah, there's no video there, I don't think. So
And MC Fractal has the link to anyone
You see
who's
that-
interested in his art.
Sorry.
Oh, great. Well,
Here
the
we
thing
go.
is that normally, like this is horrible. 5 children died, yet
Yeah.
the elements of the story would indicate humor, but there's none there.
Right. You would have to, yeah.
If the children had only been horribly injured, you could have a laugh.
Sure. Right. And yeah. Comedy is brittle and it's difficult to do. And I went to go see Taylor Tomlinson the other night, comedian, of course, since it was a comedy show. And one of her opening acts is Sam Morrill, who, I'm a big fan of, New York guy.
Mhm.
And he did a bunch of, we were talking about it the other day about Holocaust jokes. And difficult to do, but when done, they're beautiful. That's what they are. So,
Speaking of fun,
Oh.
I've shared that
All right. Is this the video? Yeah. Of the news story? Okay. Check this out.
Police rolled up what remained
Ed just shared it. Sorry. I
Nope,
didn't
nope.
know if I pressed it too early then.
All right. I think we're good.
of an inflatable jumping castle after 4 children were killed and several more badly injured on Thursday. 2 boys and 2 girls in their final year of primary school died in the accident in Devonport in the northwest of Tasmania state. Strong winds lifted the inflatable structure into the air during end-of-year school festivities, causing them to fall 10 meters, authorities said. Police Commissioner Darren Hine.
On a day when these children were meant to be celebrating their last day of primary school, instead we're all mourning their loss. Our hearts are breaking for the families and the loved ones, schoolmates, teachers of these young people who were taken too soon.
5 more children were in hospital, 4 in a critical condition, authorities said. There was no immediate explanation for how the jumping castle became airborne. The incident took place at Hillcrest Primary School. The state premier promised an investigation. This was the reaction of Prime Minister Scott Morrison.
Young children on a fun day out together with their families, and it turns to such horrific tragedy. At this time of year, it just breaks your heart.
Students in
No quality.
Was it anyone else? Was it anyone else, or did it seem like he was just smiling through that whole thing?
It's funny, and I don't know if it's. I know that when I've been in the trouble bubble, I sometimes have the nervous smile, and I've seen it with my son too. I don't know if it's a spectrum trait, maybe, perhaps. I'm just throwing that out as maybe a tangent, but yeah. I've stopped doing that once I realized that I shouldn't be smiling if I'm in trouble. And if I did something really wrong, I should be like.
But for the Americans in the audience, it's essentially 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that fucker went up 30 feet.
Yeah. Usually they are.
And that was my first question: is don't they like peg them down with big pegs?
I guess it's not enough. I mean, they do peg them down typically.
Well, we're making the assumption that it was tethered properly. That's a lot of that. That's an if,
some little outback primary school end of year celebrations. It's probably some students' family supplied the things, and who knows.
I was just going to say, at that stunt ranch, they had put up a bounce house for the kids that night, and they did not tether it down. I didn't think anything about it, but I sat right there and watched them do it, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I see one go up again. I'm going to, I'll raise hell on that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because I
where's the? Sorry, keep going, man.
No, it was just going to be a rude comment, so I thank you for stopping me.
That's good.
My pleasure.
That's good.
Oh, and where's the Trump balloon when we need it?
Oh yeah, well, Well, there was the Trump boat. I don't know if you remember the Trump boat during a rally for Trump. I think it was funny.
That was here in Austin.
Of course, it was. So
It
there
was
was.
out on Lake Travis. They had the Trump parade, and there was 2 boats that actually went down.
Oh, I thought it was so delicious when you mentioned about the voting fraud on Trump's side.
Yeah.
I was like, tasty.
Yeah. Fair enough. Let's see. Yeah. So MC Fractal is right. Nature doesn't care about you. One of the things that gets me going when I'm talking to people on the left, but on the loony left, like on the Gwyneth Paltrow left, is when talking about how nature loves you. It's like, I don't think we have the same experience with nature.
Remember, it's all part of God's plan.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
That's a tough one. And yeah. Hey, what's up, B?
Hey, I started. Andy knows because he's one of my 12 apostles. I started. Yeah, you're one of the first 12 people to follow me on. I've got a Facebook page. It's called Dog.
Dog.
Yeah, we want you to show us your puppies. And dog
Awesome.
dog be with you.
Dog
Yeah.
with you.
Oh, I'm going to find that right now.
Yeah, we were thinking about having dogs, but then, and if we were going to get dogs, we were going to get corgis. But like I mentioned before, we're living on 3 floors, and unless we had a corgi elevator,
Yeah.
Yes, that would be a necessity for that.
it would be. And my girlfriend and I'm like, well, you know how people in wheelchairs or people who have difficulty going up the stairs have a little rail and they go in a motorized wheelchairs. Like, we can have that for the corgis. And she's like, I'm not throwing down thousands of dollars and putting this thing up so that we could have corgis. It's like, all right. So we got a cat.
That works.
A great cat too, should I say? I will say, I had chickens before when I was, and that was part of my lovely 20-year marriage. When I was married, we had chickens. My kids still don't like chickens to this day.
My chickens are funny because when I go out there, like, hello, ladies, and they all start running to me because they know that I'm going to be feeding them and such. And they especially love me when I bring them a big jar of grasshoppers.
Oh, nice.
So,
Oh, wow.
they're range chickens. We let them free range.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So,
If you've ever been to a rubber chicken dinner, I used to have to eat all these rubber chickens at these sales conferences. And, they would say they were free range. And in my mind's eye, there was a big free-range chicken farm in Death Valley. And that's where they were getting these chickens from. Just horrifying, disgusting things.
I need to ask more about the free rangeness of your chickens, John Hudson. So you don't lose like a lot of chickens to critters, to like hogs?
Not even my dogs.
Oh, the dogs. Yeah, the dogs.
My dogs are, they'll eat anything in the yard, but they got 2 chickens when at first, but they've learned that that's a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
They get put in timeout.
They get put in timeout. Exactly. Good. Yeah, because when we had chickens, a couple were nabbed by the odd hawk. I just have to tell you how this is exactly as awesome as I thought it would be.
Yes.
Exactly as awesome. I saw it and I said, this is going to be awesome.
I can sort of see a Christmas version of the Grim Reaper wearing a black Santa hat, carrying a scythe.
Yeah. Well, I have a plague mask kicking around here somewhere. One of those
plague mask with the Santa Claus hat.
Excellent.
I won't wear the plague mask tonight.
Oh, you've got to.
That would be a little bit.
Put
much.
it on at halftime.
That'd be a little bit much. Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
You are all bad influences on me. And
Just do it.
I need good influences. Good influences. That's what I need. But we're also doing drinking out loud on Saturday, and that's going to be a lot of fun. We got a bunch of people coming on, and who is it? Here's a little panel. Seamus, of course, Neil, 604, but Trent, Jimmy Lou, Oz, Science of Smell. It should be a good time. That's this Saturday at 5 p.m.
Oh, I like Science of Smell. She's great.
Yeah, I'm hoping not to. I'm not going to do shots. I did shots once on the show, and that was a poor.
You had shit face too. I saw.
I was really fucked up.
I like the way you and Jack bounce off each other on that little short you put out yesterday. That little 30-minute clip.
Yeah.
You guys play off each other very well.
I really like working with Jack, and what we're gonna do. I don't want to give it away, but what we're going to do is that Jack and I, we're going to be recording something, like once a week. And then we're going to, a large piece, and then we're going to break it up into 6-minute segments and drop them daily at like nighttime, basically. So you'll be seeing on this channel, like a 6-minute video of Jack and me talking about a particular topic. And then, you can watch it. If you don't want to watch it, that's fine, but that's what the plan is.
After watching that, I can't wait to see that Leo movie too.
Yeah, the Leonardo DiCaprio. Don't Look Up. It's a movie coming out on Netflix about what would happen if there was a giant comet. A planet killer coming.
Based on real events.
That have yet to happen. Yes. It looks good.
Yeah. Think comets and meteors, but.
Do you want Bippy?
Whoa.
Sorry.
A lot of meteors have hit the Earth or comets or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't always leave an impact crater.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the Tunguska,
1908.
I don't know. As I recall, was there a crater? Oh, I know that
There was no impact crater,
No.
just thousands and millions of acres of trees, just leveled.
Yes. So that's
Yeah,
good.
they think it might be a comet that exploded in the atmosphere as it entered.
Right.
Yes, that's what I heard too.
Maybe bow shock would do that, plus the incredible temperature.
Mhm.
No impact proxies were found along Tunguska.
Right.
But in the YD boundary, same as the KT boundary, impact proxies have been found.
And apparently it's super remote in Siberia. Like, good
It
luck
is.
trying to get there.
It took years for them because it happened in 1905? Yeah.
1908.
1908. Thank you. And it took them a while to get out there to to get an expedition. What will I be drinking on Saturday? Probably just good old fashioned, whatever is in my drink locker, my drink refrigerator, Matthew. So I'm just maybe rum and cokes too. I don't know. I do like a Captain Coke.
Will it be a plant-based alcohol beverage?
No, though I'm a vegetarian, we only eat beef-based alcohol.
I think I may have just solved an age-old conspiracy theory.
Tell me.
So with Tunguska, there was this group of students, whatever, who were camping at the time, and yes, in the snow, doing their studies, whatever, right? And they were in a very secluded place, and they were found, there was 4 of them or something, or more even, but they had all seemed to have left their tent in the middle of the night, in the snow, in the freezing cold, in next to no clothing. And they were all found dead, frozen, still basically trying to run away.
Yeah.
And it was after the Tunguska thing. There was all these conspiracies about what happened to them, but I reckon after seeing that Russian meteor, if I was camping out in the Russian wilderness and something like that exploded in the sky and woke us up, like the pressure wave that would have come through, and they probably all just shit themselves and started running.
That happened about 50 years later, Sammy, actually.
Oh, was it?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I put it
Oh,
into
there you
chat,
go.
the name of it.
And there was like a 7 or 8 of them in there. Was that right, Big Zebra?
Yeah, that's right.
Something like that. I remember that, 420 said, a.k.a. Sammy, that they were found nude. But when you're exposed to really cold temperatures and you go into hypothermia, it feels like the nerves on your skin are on fire. So you take off your clothes because you can't stand it anymore,
Feel hot.
and then you die even quicker.
But if there's 7 people, wouldn't they fucking cling together to stay warm? Just to run out like that, it's an odd thing that happened there for fact. You know.
Yes.
I don't.
course,
I don't believe it. Was
I
demons or
talked over you
whatever.
again. I'm sorry. I was thinking that if you have a situation like that where everyone's under stress and the results seem insane, what if one person just freaking lost it and tried to attack the others and they scatter? So often when you have something like John Benet Ramsey, for example, you have an unusual situation where you have War and Peace of hostage notes, ransom notes, that it's like 18 miles long, but the kid never leaves. And you wonder, well, did the parents write it, or did there may be an element of which we know nothing that that intrudes into the situation and creates a scene that's very difficult to interpret.
You know, it's interesting. I'm just looking through the Wikipedia article, and one person died from severe chest trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And another person actually left the expedition before the incident actually occurred. So they were out camping, and this Yuri Yudin got sick, and he had to go home, or he left to get medical treatment. So he's the luckiest boy in all the world.
Yeah.
1950.
I picked up on
When
your little.
was that, Andy?
What's that?
When was that, according to the article?
1959. The date was February 1st through 2nd. This gentleman who left the party because he was sick left on January 28th. And he lived
So
a
50
long
years
life.
later, 50 years after Tunguska.
Yeah.
And
Dragon in Genesis.
I have to say, I saw your atheistic ears twitch when we were talking about how when we get hypothermia and freezing cold, we think we're really hot.
Yeah.
Were you thinking like intelligent design? Like,
Good question.
were you like,
Um,
you just, I felt like you wanted to say something.
Well, I wanted to say, actually, the first thing that popped in my mind is that because when Big Zebra was watching this and was talking about it, and this isn't the first time, it's like I think Big Zebra and I watch or listen to the same shows. That's what I think, because it's like I know the exact, because that's what happens with people with hypothermia. The last stage is that they do rip off their clothes and go running into the woods, whatever. And it's like I remember reading or seeing or hearing that too. Yeah, Dragons in Genesis. Glad to see that you're here. And what did you write here? Blurry Photos Podcast did some great coverage of the incident. How do you pronounce that? What's the proper way to pronounce that?
Dyatlov.
Okay.
Good luck trying to pronounce it.
Dyatlov.
Okay, good.
God, the ultimate prankster.
He is. He's full of pranks.
Speaking of pranks, one day I have to tell you my Holocaust wedding joke, but now's not the time.
Okay.
Eagerly, he says, "Okay, yeah, don't tell."
Well,
us."
there's a little bit of trepidation too. It's like because it's a little bit of trepidation there. A little bit.
We could have a Holocaust joke day.
Well, that would be a tough sell.
Yes.
That would be a tough sell.
We might get some hate mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gods have a history of being pranksters, even wrathful, angry ones. True enough. So I did my physical yesterday. No. Go ahead, 420. I was just rambling.
My biggest irk with that is when God hardens people's hearts in the Bible. It's like Pharaoh will want to let you go, but I'm not going to let him. I'm going to harden his heart, and he's going to fuck with you a bit more.
Well, I was talking to a theist. I was talking to a Christian, a buddy of mine, like years ago, and I'm like, if this is, I didn't have the finger puppet, and I don't bring out the finger puppets that often, but if this was Pharaoh, God would be taking his holy finger and sticking it up Pharaoh and going, it doesn't matter if the Nile is red blood or if there are bugs coming out of, my ass. God's finger is in me, and God says, you're staying here because the cheap labor is worth it. The cheap labor. Well, when you think about it, though, when you think about late stage capitalism here in the States, it's as if, capitalism has hardened the hearts of many employers. It's like, we're not going to pay you. We'll pay our CEO hundreds of millions of dollars, but you everyday workers, fuck you.
Yeah, I think that "fuck you" is in their employment contracts.
I think it is.
I still haven't got over the Holocaust joke thing.
Give it some
Sarah
time.
Silverman does incredible anti-Semitic humor, or rather, not anti-Semitic, but anti-Semitic adjacent humor.
Yeah,
that is frankly hilarious.
There is, if you are good enough at the art, then you can pull it off. But as a person who has seen many shitty comedians, it's not something everyone can do. But Sam, just get back to your heart and your heart. I remember the first time as a Christian I had heard about, because your pastor isn't gonna really promote that part of the story, right? About God hardening. Pharaoh's the bad guy. That's all you need to know about this story, and he's just a bad guy. And then you start reading the text, and you're like, wow, look at what God's doing to this poor guy, And then all the dead babies, all the dead kids after that. And it's like, not cool.
And didn't God kill Pharaoh's only son? Hey, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Wow. Blood sacrifices.
Yeah.
Killing babies, but this thing
But,
for killing babies,
maybe God could have given Egypt a big bouncy castle, and the kids could have had fun at least before they went, on the way.
What if you read Dr. Josh's book, The Atheist Guide to the Old Testament, and we brought this up when I talked to him about the book when he was on the show. There's quite a bit of child sacrifice going on in the Old Testament, and Dr. Josh writes about the different types of child sacrifice because there are different varieties of it. So definitely worth a read if you haven't looked at The Atheist Guide to the Old Testament, Volume 1, because I guess there's going to be a Volume 2 coming out at some point.
Well, I'm looking forward to your show. Dr. Josh is on your show tonight, as a matter of fact.
Not on this channel. He's on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yes, not on. Yes, it is. It's going to be on someone else's channel.
Tang?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to the morning show, there's a link. If you're watching this show right now, if you go to the morning show, there's a link to the lovely show with our own Dr. Kennard.
Yes, I'm co-hosting along, and there's going to be people like Aaron Ross, Seth Andrews, Robert M. Price, some pretty cool people. Girlfriend got me a great anniversary gift, a book about child sacrifice in ancient Israel. If that doesn't say love, Dragons of Genesis, I don't know what does.
Oh, one day we'll be able to sacrifice our own kids, they say.
I wish my partner would buy me books like that.
Well, maybe you should just be dropping hints. Maybe you should be dropping hints, like what I don't have in my library, a book.
Or
Old
I
Testament.
could start that conversation with, speaking of Old Testament books about baby sacrifices in Israel.
Yes.
Mm.
What's a great book? Just that one there. And the book is
Seeing as we were already talking about it.
Did Yahweh autograph it? Dragons in Genesis. Is that who it was? Was it God Almighty, the Lord, capital L, all the way over to the D?
The oh, I was going to say something. Oh, yeah. Are they pretty sure now that the Israelites were never really in Egypt? That there was never millions of them working as slaves or anything like that?
There's no
Before
evidence.
you answer that question,
I'm
I was
sorry.
going to say he actually signs it now. They've had a lot of issues with the youth leaving the church. They're losing numbers. God actually autographs his books now as G Dizzle.
I like it.
Okay, that brought me out of the Holocaust joke thing there, Sammy.
Okay,
Thank
we're
you.
glad that we brought you back, John Hudson. Glad that we brought you back.
There is no evidence, no archaeological evidence for the Exodus
Yes.
whatsoever.
Well, and even with the pyramids, they say that they weren't built by slaves. That these were craftsmen who loved their jobs, and they've showed where they housed them, and they were well taken care of.
I wonder if that's just CEO pyramids, CEO kind of propaganda, John Hudson.
Well,
Oh yeah. So
no,
think about it. Think about it. I'm working on my farm, right? And a couple of guys with swords and spears from the government come over. It's like, hey, do you know what you want to do? It's like, build my land and hang out with my family. They go, you want to build a big triangle thing up there. It's like, well, how big? Really big. With rocks? Big, heavy rocks. Okay.
You're probably gonna die.
Do I get? Is there a union? There's no union. We don't even know what a union is.
that's just bad management, because you've got to feed them guys. You're gonna fucking farm for us, because I got to feed these craftsmen.
Well, you raise an interesting point that every civilization has had when it's doing large projects, whether it's the pyramids or fighting a war. It's like you only have a certain number of able-bodied people doing the work. So how are you going to divide up the work? To who's going to go out in the fields, to who's going to be working on the pyramids, or who's going to go fight the war? It's all these choices, and sometimes those choices are made horribly incompetently. Yeah.
And it's interesting to note that I know Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens said that humanity as we know it may have been around for 250,000 years. And we have minor changes in hand tools along those lines. Then we have agriculture about 30,000 years ago. But 6,000 years ago, you have the invention of writing. And then almost immediately, the pyramids spring up out of nowhere. And that idea that you can pass on knowledge and refinement via written language is, I think it's directly related, but I couldn't prove it.
Big Zebra, I just want to say right now that I know you didn't mean it to sound like this, but you were talking about the agricultural revolution and the pyramids coming out of the ground. It's like, are you saying that they just had a water?
Add water.
And pyramids just kind of...
No, I just mean that you did have civilization, cities, but these were started off as mere villages like 30,000 years ago. But once you have trade and the invention of writing, all of a sudden people are doing fucking mega projects. And I think there's a connection. Hey, it's Math Pig.
Hello.
What's up, Math Pig? Glad to see you here, sir.
Yeah, no camera. I'm wearing my work clothes. I'm not even showered. I'm fucking stinking. So you got the floaty head.
Floaty head's fine. There's nothing wrong. I think the floaty head is pretty spectacular, to tell you the truth.
If it works.
I like the floating head.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I like the floating head, and Marlon Brando was a floating head in the first Superman film. And he was awesome.
Well, it's quite good. Facial recognition works all right on it. The lips move when they're supposed to. So, it's all right.
So how difficult is it to get that effect, Math Pig?
You download Snap Camera and you hit a button.
Oh, I love that. It makes it sound pretty easy.
You can change it to loads of different things. Like I've got a load of favorite ones. Let me see. I can be a Smurf.
Oh no! Hey, yeah, there's a Smurf.
Wow, look at you.
There's loads of different ones. There's the potato.
Oh, the potato.
I feel like a potato a lot.
Might feel.
Scary cat.
Yeah.
There's loads of different ones, man. You can pick anything you want. It's all free.
Maybe I need a zebra one.
Well, hey,
That is spectacular. That is
nice to meet you, Math Pig. I've
Uh,
seen you on the internet a couple times from Sammy and stuff, but nice to meet you, Mister.
Nice to meet yourself, John. Thank you. Yes, nice to meet yourself too.
Does it have to be through OBS though?
No, you just load
You
up the
can do
Snap
that
Camera
through-
app. You go into settings, you pick which camera you want the feed to come from, and then that feeds it into Snap Camera. And then when I go into StreamYards and I ask me what camera to use, I just use Snap Camera then.
That's fantastic.
It's
Hey.
so simple.
I'm gonna have my grandson listen to what he said and then have him do it for me because fuck, I'm not gonna figure it out.
Well,
John,
you
got a
It's so
5-year-old.
simple. If you're on Twitter, man, hit me up on Twitter and I'll talk you through it. It's really simple. Like. It is just 2 buttons. Like.
No, there it is.
Apropos of nothing, Reddit is launching an IPO.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wonder if it's a sign that the market will crash after people buy this fucking stock, and then all our retirement savings will go down the toilet for a bit.
Well, that's a good question. I have not heard about an IPO from Reddit. Yeah, I haven't heard about that at all.
See if I
No,
can find
simply secular Dave in the chat put down a link to get a
Yeah,
Dolphin Studio Snapchat.
Yep, I'm downloading it myself.
Well, I could tell as soon as your eyes went down. You're like, I could tell Sammy's like trying to.
the blue floaty head is one that I've saved. It's called Anonymous, but when you look up Anonymous now, all you get is, V for Vendetta and shit like that. So I have it saved in favorites. I've looked for it since, and I can't find it. I'm just lucky that I have it saved in favorites. But there is different ones. There's loads of different ones.
It does look exciting, and if I get a spare moment, maybe I'll take a look at it.
There's Face Rig as well, man, if you really want to go fancy.
Well, I like to start off with simple, and if I can, I know just about as much as I need to know about anything that I'm doing right now or tomorrow. I was.
Face Rig makes an entire 3D avatar. Like you can be a tiger, you can be a dragon, you can be Santa Claus, you can be an ogre. It's a whole lot more proper and professional looking. It does cost about 300 quid, but there's ways of not paying for it. So, you could do that.
I love it. Whenever I talk to someone who does tech, they're like, "Yeah, it costs that much, but there are ways of getting around it."
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Sammy, good luck with the project.
Zebra says he'll be right back too. Did he? I don't have a 5-year-old around to show me how to do anything on this computer.
John, we got my granny a computer like years ago. Wow, it's only about 4 or 5 years ago. She's in her 80s, and we got her a computer. She couldn't fucking work it. We even made the password the address to her house that she'd raised 20 kids in, or not 20 kids in, but fucking 6 kids in for 20 years. Still couldn't remember the password. So we ended up getting her an iPad, and she opened it on Christmas Day at my mum's house. And she said, "Is this another fucking thing I have to learn?" I was like, "Yes, Granny, it is." We checked back a week later. She was like, "I can't work that damn thing. I don't know what's wrong." We opened it up. She had faced around. All you seen was just selfies. She must have took like 100 selfies. Every time she was trying to do something, she just hit the camera. This isn't working. It's not working.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Did you see the plea she did? We did like a wee thing for trying to. Have you heard of Holy Spackle?
Holy Spackle?
Yes.
I have not. No, tell me.
Holy Spacker would be a friend of ours, and we had like a wee fake drama thing going where she technically stole my teddy bear that my granny knitted me. And then my mum's on Twitter. My mum told my granny, and then my granny actually made a video playing for Scotty the teddy bear to come back. You didn't see this, no?
No, I did not.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Yeah, I am. I spend my time talking to tech people on the secret, or not so secret project now. And it's like, this is what I'm thinking about for the site. Can you do this? I just spent like time going back and forth this morning, actually, before the show, about doing that. So my time is basically dedicated to this morning was doing my best to edit that video from Jason. That's now on the channel, and talking to some chat people or replying to emails and reading, watching Seth Meyers, and here I am. Yeah.
Well, Jack, I'm going to say probably 70% of the videos that I'll put out of the dogs, it's the grandson doing them.
Yeah.
You know, he's 5.
Well, I use such simple apps that even, well, this is kind of circular statement, but I use something so simple that even I can use it.
But is it simple enough for me to use?
If you were sitting right here next to me, then I could show you. Yes. So we got. You want me to add this to the stream, Mr. Matthew?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah. This is the video that my granny made.
All right. Let's do this.
Can you please bring Scotty home? His grandson misses him. He can't sleep at night without him. Wonder where he is. Send Scotty home again. Robert misses him. Please bring Scotty.
You should see the outtake. She's just bursting into stitches like every 5 seconds. She knows it's a joke. It's just playing along with it like.
Wonderfully straight face. That's brilliant.
That is good.
Nice. Thank you for sharing.
And you know, I have to tell you, it's sometimes it's the most simple videos that are the funniest, right? The girlfriend and I were going to be doing a quick, maybe 30-second short. We were going to do it over the last weekend. We didn't get around to it, but it's just some of the simplest stuff is going to get you the best laughs, most laughs.
I think Sammy's downloaded it and now trying it out.
He's really trying, you know, he's really trying hard on it.
Yeah, Granny was well up for it. Like, she was all, do you need me to knit another one so we can, like, you know, I have no fucking clue what the damn thing is. Like, it is genuinely lost.
Right.
She's now holding out for Cheesecake Factory vouchers. She has it with 2 dogs. She even sent me DMs of stuffing so we could pretend to have like a wee DM war on Twitter. And it was like, one of the dogs got hold of your dog. It's okay. It's fine. And then just a picture of stuffing with like a ransom note.
Nice. That's beautiful. How old is she?
My granny?
Yeah.
84.
Good for her.
Nice.
Good for her.
Like 83, 84. Yeah, she's definitely in around that age. Yeah.
Good for her. Yeah. On one hand, it would be great to live to be 84, and on the other hand, it's like, I don't know, you know, maybe it seems like there's a lot of work
She's
involved.
a bitter old woman that doesn't give a shit what she says, and she is as honest as fucking anything, which is good to a point.
Well, that's where the gravy is for me. That's what I'm looking forward to when I think about getting to that age, if I get to that age.
At her 80th birthday, she was like, I've spent 80 years being nice. I'm now just going to say whatever the fuck I want.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, my great grandma made it to 107.
Dude.
And
Wow.
She was a bourbon drinking. She'd smoke cigarettes, cigars. She loved her chewing tobacco. She was a nasty old lady.
The bitter ones always hang around like.
So, here comes 420. We'll see. Oh, wow, 420. Okay, here it is. Be be triggered about this, whatever this is. I don't even know.
Oh
It's
Jesus,
a pickle.
that's just wrong.
You can't
Your
type in
penis
pickle
has
man, you can
mold.
get the pickle.
That is nightmare juice 420. I just want to let
What
you
is
know
it?
Green penis
mold.
head.
that is
Moldy
real.
penis.
That is the stuff of nightmares.
Why don't you be a nice
Well-
pickle?
Okay, hang on. Here
See,
we go.
there's the nice pickle.
That's a nice pickle.
Oh, hey, there you go.
With a mohawk? A pickle with a mohawk?
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey,
Oh, hey, Santa pickle.
Santa.
wow.
There you go. If fucking Sammy can figure it out in 2 minutes.
In
It's
2
that
minutes.
simple.
That's right. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I have to level
Then
up.
I could be ready in just 17 hours.
Nice.
Still gonna take me about 6 weeks.
That's great.
Yeah, Math Pig would be pretty frustrated trying to help us out with some with tech
Oh,
stuff.
I've got the best one for Big Zebra.
Oh? Let's see it. I can't wait. Oh, thank you. Yes, that's lovely.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's zebra.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
There we go. I don't know. Where's it?
What did you
my
do
eyes?
to that zebra? Something's
great.
coming out of its
Yeah.
eye.
Does its mouth move when you talk?
No, it doesn't seem to be doing
Uh,
that.
No, that's
that would be better if it.
Ah, there we go.
There you go.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Bravo.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, I have the webpage opened up, so I think I'll have to investigate.
That's fucking sweet.
Thank you, Math Pig. It's a whole new world. I don't know if my laptop would handle that, but I could give it a try.
Oh, it's really basic software, man. Really basic
Yeah.
software.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna
Oh,
check
wow.
out. My jaws
Oh,
are.
there we go. That should be something Australian.
Oh yeah, dude, that's spot
Is
on.
that an Australian forest? Doesn't look right.
Doesn't look like it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very creepy. That's creepy as fuck, Sammy, when you're
That's good.
stay away from the camera. No.
Hey,
What's
Can you make it
wrong, Robbie?
You're gonna kill Big Zebra. Big Zebra is gonna have an incident.
Oh.
does his
That's
arms
great.
move, Sammy?
Pardon?
Did you just scratch yourself?
Oh, God. I laughed so hard I was almost sick.
Possibly.
I was going to vomit.
Yes, yes. I was gonna say we have to call 911 for Big Zebra.
My
Yeah,
jaws hurt.
I pulled through.
That's good. That's good.
Mm.
I can't believe all this time I could have been having so much fun with these.
Well, this is what you learn when you come here on the after party after show.
Yes, yes.
You learn
Maybe you
all
could
about-
reverse it and just have a kangaroo butt talking to the camera. That would be really weird.
Interesting.
See if they have a talking butt.
Jim Carrey did that in the first Ace Ventura film.
Oh,
Well-
I haven't seen that for years.
He'd bend over and just kind of squoze his butt cheeks together.
While singing, yes.
Yeah.
That's just a picture
butter.
that's stuck over the top of you, Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you picked with the moving kangaroo.
No, that was yeah, that was pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good.
Wow. Kangaroo selfies.
Indeed.
Oh, look where it put my mouth. I'm a tree.
Is it chlamydia that all the koalas have, or some
believe
form
so.
of animal
Yeah.
herpes?
Chlamydia.
It's chlamydia. Okay.
But do they have a gremlin? Can you because that would be pretty weird. Like
What?
in the movie Gremlins.
What?
I'm
Wallace
surprised they
has-
don't
Oh,
have the
that's good.
tree from Game of Thrones with the face on it. Mm.
Koalas with
I thought you
chlamydia.
meant koalas, as in do koalas have gremlins.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
That is just So many levels of disturbing right there.
I look away for 2 seconds. So I'm like, what the hell?
Oh my god.
It's all right.
Wow.
Oh,
And you might be frozen at that spot, Sammy. I think.
Did
okay,
I?
that's disturbing. No
How
lunch
high
for
are you
me,
right
and
now,
maybe
Sammy?
no dinner.
Nice.
Yeah.
I definitely think. Oh, I like this one.
It's a whole new you know.
Oh, it is.
It is. I think I'm gonna. Oh, here's the original. Does the mouth move? Oh, a little bit.
No,
Okay.
it moves. Yeah.
It's pretty VHS.
I think that's the idea, though. You can even see the bar going down the middle. Like.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, it puts in a blue screen without you having to have a green screen without you having to have a green screen. I think that's
it's
kind
like
of
an entire
sophisticated.
filter. It filters everything.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to
Yes.
start closing things up. I know you would like to continue playing with the filters as much as humanly possible, but I'm hungry and I'm going to eat before going to work.
Okay.
So if you guys are around later, or if you all are around tonight, check out the show at 7:30. I'll promote it some more on on Facebook and Twitter and all that other stuff. Sammy, I'm glad to see you back to normal.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, I feel that's better. I feel
That's better.
more
Oh my
like
God.
myself again.
I was about to say that, yes.
Yeah.
So anyone got anything else going on for today? Anything exciting?
I was going to buy a chocolate bar.
No, that's good. I support that.
Get to go party with some Brits tonight. It's gonna be cool.
Excellent. You got anything going on?
I'll check your show out, I guess, later when I get back tonight.
Cool. Thanks.
Shut
got
up.
What do you got on Math Pig?
Fuck all. I'm off work. I'm not going back to work tomorrow. I have a physio appointment at fucking 11 o'clock in the morning to go and get my back and my hips looked at. So
Right.
So did you get hurt at work, Mathpick?
I've always done heavy lifting, and I've worked there for the guts of a year now. And about a month ago, they sent us around. It was a wee course thing. It was like 3 hours long on how to lift properly. And like I would lift quite heavy weights, maybe about 65, 70 kilo side plates and stuff like. And they're never really a problem. But then he was like, "Oh no, they're very heavy. You have to be lifting them this way, and you're supposed to be lifting it this way." And then I lifted 40 of them that way, and woke up the next morning and couldn't tie my shoes.
Yep.
And it was
Ooh.
really bad for about 2 weeks. But my hips and the very, very base of my back has just never got right. And then I was lifting stuff the other day at work, and it just did a spasm thing. And I was like, right, that's it. I woke up this morning, couldn't put my shoes on again. I'm phoning the doctor.
Yeah. Wise movement.
Yeah.
Wise movement. Well, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. You don't get paid when you don't go to fucking work. Like you have to, do like 3 or 4 days without getting paid before you get the sick pay. And I
crazy.
don't think I'll be off that long. And sick pay is shite anyway. It's like £100 a week. But
That's crazy.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
Ooh.
Well, I'm sorry to hear
I'll
that.
let you finish up.
Sam, do you have anything coming up?
No, nothing at the minute, man. It's coming up around Christmas and New Year's. I might have a New Year's Eve stream. I might not. I haven't decided yet. We've got
New Year's
Canon
Eve.
Wars coming on January, first Thursday in January.
Okay.
Fucking Sammy's never coming on again. But yeah, no. Apart from that,
So,
nothing
Matt,
really, man. Just sort of winging it at the minute.
are you on the YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
Certainly.
I'll have to find you. Yeah, I'll have to have my grandson find you. But
Just
I'll
type
watch
Math
it
Pig into
afterwards.
Google, man. You'll find me.
All right, cool. Very neat.
Well,
Nice
Sam,
I'll link you, John.
What's that?
I'll link you.
Okay, cool. I just Bluey. He's got the grandson picking up after himself. He calls it tidying up. Fucking love that cartoon so much.
Hmm.
And it's just easy to watch because the humor. I really like that Australian comedy. It's fucking great.
For me, Australian comedy will be at its height with Bananas in Pajamas. I'm not going to lie to you.
Mm.
Oh no.
What?
Bananas in Pajamas.
But how is
The
that
kid show.
comedy?
What's
Because it
that?
sounds like an erection in a pair of pajamas. That's why.
But the name. Oh my god. You just ruined 40 years of my fucking life.
In
And
America,
Well, you
we
can
call
thank
it
me
one
later.
fell swoop.
That's what I try to do. All right, I gotta run. I'll see everyone later.
Bye.
Shamla
It's been
hamla.
awesome.
Hamala, hamala.
Hamala.
All right, take care, everyone.
Yeah.
Button.
Hey,
Bucky Bales.